Here at NEWBERRYTECH, this powerful system is for enthusiasts who want the best game performance money can buy, small studios who are unable to justify the cost of an enterprise workstation, or an individual who wants the capability to run large language models locally. Additionally, this system's case is unique compared to other pre-built PCs on the market due to its ability to be displayed either vertically, the default display method, or horizontally. So whether you're a consumer looking for a system with a small footprint due to space constraints, or a consumer who wants the best way to show off their hardware inside their system, this PC has you covered. In the upcoming build segment in this video, come accompany me as I show you how I assembled this system from start to finish. Starting off with the foundation for this build, I decided to go with the B650M AORUS Elite AX Ice. There are two reasons why I chose this motherboard. Number one, for its gray, white, and silver color. Number two, for its micro ATX form factor that will be perfect for the case that I chose for this build. For the brain behind this system, we're going with the Ryzen 9 9950X3D from AMD. This 16-core 32-thread processor is perfect for an individual who's looking for a powerhouse in both gaming and creative workloads. Now we're going to go ahead and screw on our mounting hardware that we'll need for our all-in-one liquid cooler, the cool disk processor. For the memory, I'm going with two white DDR5 modules with a capacity of 64 gigabytes and a speed of 6400 megatransfers a second. For the storage, I decided to go with Samsung's 990 Pro that offers 4 terabytes of space, being more than adequate for gamers who are looking for fast load times or creators who are looking to work with multiple large files at once. Moving on to the case, I'm going to go ahead and pre-route this Lian ARGB cable for a GPU and installing our motherboard inside the Tower 300 from Thermaltake. Next, I'm going to go ahead and remove this SSD/hard drive mount to make way for the power supply. This RMX 1200 shift power supply made by Corsair with a gold efficiency rating is more than capable for providing necessary power to our Ryzen 9 9950X3D and 5090 for this build. Here, I'm going to go ahead and plug in all the connections that I will use ahead of time to make it easier for myself later on. To further complement the aesthetic for this build, I'll be adding gray and white cable extensions to the motherboard. Now I'm going to remove the top cover and the fan mounting bracket where I can access the USB ports on the motherboard to plug in Lian's wireless fan and cable controller. In addition to the 140mm Lian TL LCD wired fan that I added to the bottom of the case, I'm installing an additional two 140mm fans of the same variant to the top of the case using the fan mounting bracket. Prepping the 120mm Lian TL LCD fans, I noticed I had forgotten to remove the plastic shrink wrap on one of the fans. A minor inconvenience, but it's whatever. With that taken care of, I can snap these fans together and get them ready for installation on the all-in-one liquid cooler. As I remove the plastic bag, you may realize that the copper plate has sign of use and the plastic peel is missing. This is because we test all the components that were bought before integrating them into a system. Whether you're building a PC for the first time or for the 10th time, I genuinely believe everyone should exercise this due to the fact that it saves you the effort of having to remove components to diagnose an issue later on if one arises. Advice aside, this AAO cooler is the Hydroshift LCD from Lian. As the name Hydroshift implies, this AAO cooler has an innovative design where the tubes are tucked behind a radiator for a cleaner build. No problem, since past me is just going to go ahead and use another tube of paste. I'm also going to use a thermal paste applicator to spread the thermal paste. Shoutouts to Lian from The Verge for the suggestion. If you know, you know. To further add to the laughable amount of screens that are already inside the system, I'm adding an additional screen to the case. I promise you guys that this is the last screen I'll add to this PC. Unboxing an Asus 5090 Tough for this build, can you believe that this GPU that once retailed for $2,000 is now only available from third-party sellers on Amazon for nearly $4,000? It's kind of insane that we live in a world where AI generated videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti and Martin Luther King writing 6'7" on a whiteboard is one of the causes of why consumers can't own affordable PC components in 2026. I apologize for the rant, but I just had to address the current state of the PC DIY market, even if it's only momentary. Finally, I can hit the power button on the case to be met with a successful boot into the BIOS. I'm sure nothing goes wrong where I had to delay uploading this video 2 months later. So yeah, this is a little awkward. I was supposed to wrap up recording and editing in January, and now it's nearly March. So what happened? For those suspecting a defective component, or components in this case, you are correct. However, the good news is that it wasn't anything major. First, after stress testing the system for 10 hours, I discovered that 2 of the 120mm fans on the radiator started to develop a ticking noise that affected system acoustics. Here's a video of that now. If things couldn't get worse, one of the 140mm fans at the top of the case started to develop the same issue after I replaced the 120mm wired fans for the wireless variant. At this point, I was just fed up and decided to replace the remaining fans in the case. So instead of only 2 fans being wired and the rest being wireless, all of the fans are now under Lian's wireless ecosystem. Oh yeah, remember what I said earlier in the video about how the screen on the outside of the case will be the last one? Yeah, that aged quite poorly.
Liar!
Also, with these new wireless fans from Lian and this Lian 8.8-inch screen now added to the build, I had to add an additional 2 internal USB hubs to accommodate for this change. Moving to Lian's wireless ecosystem wasn't difficult, as the PCIe 6+2 EPS connector that was needed to power the Lian USB Edge hub was already there, previously used to power the Lian TL fan controller from before. Once again, the components that ended up being defective later on wasn't anything major. It just takes a long time for replacement hardware to arrive, installing said replacement hardware inside the system, and then finally documenting and recording everything that happened for you guys. Finally, after overcoming all of these hurdles, the build is now officially done. It's time to show off this build in its full glory.
Chờ tay nhìn thì là sẽ tẻ.